So I'm going to try a little winter experiment here in my tiny house and see if I can grow sunflower microgreens in the winter. Today, it's pretty nice. It's 51 out, which is warm really for winter here. So if you've never had sunflower microgreens, they are delicious. Here are the seeds. These are the little trays I grow them in. Just like that, no dirt. And what you do is you put the seeds in a bowl of water for 8 hours and soak them, and then drain them out and spread them out over this. And you don't water them from the top, you water them from underneath. So I think about 3/4 of a cup per tray. And I like putting them on the tray first before I soak them, just to get a lot of the debris out and go through the seeds. You can see how much crap came out of them already. All right, let's fill these guys with water and get them soaking for 8 hours. Been soaking all day. Probably about 9 hours now. So I'm just going to give them a rinse in one of these trays. And then we will section them out into the two. And that's looking like the end of day one. I'm ready for bed, and the black sunflower seeds are ready for bed. Good evening. It's the end of day 2 with our microgreen experiment here in the tiny house during winter. So until these start to sprout, we just want to keep these real moist. So twice a day, if I can get the lid off. Twice a day we're just spraying them with a spray bottle. And keeping these guys nice and moist. And believe it or not, at the end of day 2, I already have a few of them busting out of the shell and starting to sprout. Let's look at that. So we have that one coming out. And that one is busting out. So one tray is sprouting like mad, and the other tray, not so much. I don't know what that's about. So this tray is completely full of sprouts, and you can see some of them are starting to grow little tentacles, little roots, starting to go down into the tray. So that tray is doing really good. But this tray, not so much. We're having another rainy day here. It's just been an atmospheric river, so no sun. So I'm surprised these are doing as well as they are. Although that one tray is still doing better than the other, which is weird because they're in the same environment. Nothing's different, but one tray is better than the other. So here's our little microgreens. Now this tray, while it's doing much better than it was the other day, and we're even getting some green now, is not doing as well as that tray. Weird, right? But they are starting to grow roots. And the sun finally came out where I live today, so we're gonna let those greens get a little suntan. There they are, soaking up the rays. Looking good. Today it's 54 and we got some sun, so they're back out getting a suntan. Next week, snow again. Update on the microgreens in the 6x12 tiny house in the winter. They're coming along beautifully. Getting tall. How about that? Unbelievable, but it's already day 15 with the microgreens in the winter experiment. And really, this is about the time in the summer when they are ready to be harvested, but they are usually way bigger. You've seen these out in the sun a couple times, because when it was sunny here and it was above 50 degrees, I would put them out there. So overall, they've done really well. This tray's done really well, considering it's winter. This tray, not so much. I mean, it's growing, and there's nothing dead down here, and there's nothing rotting, and you can see, I'll pull one out. They're still sprouting and growing, and they're still good. So I'll let this tray go for a few more days, and I'll probably use this in an omelet in probably 3 maybe 5 more days. We'll just see how it does. So to harvest these little sunflower microgreens, you just want to make sure you've picked off as many of the seeds as you can. Oh, another one. Oh, another one. Look, it's like they're reproducing. And then you just cut them off and give them a good rinse. And we're going to use the little salad spinner. Mine's about 15 years old. A little deformed, but it still works a little bit. And then we just start cutting. Cut, cut, cut. Sunflower greens have a really nice nutty flavor. They're just delicious. So you just want to give these a quick rinse. And then give them a spin. We are good to go with those. Good old salad spinner. Oh, might have a loose gear or two. Transmission's working. Woo! Really good. Super fresh. Little purple one.